The news you can count on. Mayport to Ponte Vedra Beach. The Island Times News Update begins right now. Here's Tom Patton.
Welcome to the Island Times News Update. I'm Tom Patton. The Atlantic Beach City Commission has wrapped up its search for a permanent city manager. The commission voted unanimously Wednesday night to offer the position to Joseph Garrity, the former city manager of Fernandina Beach. Garrity was one of 3 candidates for the position who met with Atlantic Beach residents last Thursday. The pool of candidates was cut to 2 Wednesday morning when Sarah Campbell, the assistant town administrator and a city clerk in Orange Park, withdrew her name from consideration. Campbell has been offered the position of town manager in Orange Park following the retirement of Jim Hansen. Initially, Commissioner Blythe Waters offered a motion to engage a search firm and begin the process of finding a city manager from scratch, but that motion failed for lack of a second. Several members of the commission said they had been approached by residents who felt the decision should be postponed until after the election, so the new members of the commission, if any, could be involved in making the choice. Both mayoral candidate Ellen Glasser and former Mayor Don Wolfson urged the commission to postpone the decision during the time for public comments at the meeting. But even Waters said during discussion of Garrity's nomination that it was the responsibility of this commission to make the decision and not prolong the process any further. The commission was not unanimously in favor of Garrity at first, although all said he was well qualified to hold the job in Atlantic Beach. Commissioner Jimmy Hill thought that the other candidate, Ron Rabin of Griffin, Georgia, might bring a fresh perspective to Atlantic Beach.
I really want to go a little farther from our local politics. I want to move the position to a person with more experience. And even though that experience is from the city manager position, sometimes leaves chinks in the armor and little scars on a person's thing. That is the nature of the city manager job. And I think everybody that ever works for more than 1 or 2 cycles in the city manager position ends up with not a perfect record.
Commissioner John Stinson made the motion to offer the position to Garrity. He said that his experience in Fernandina Beach made him a better fit for Atlantic Beach.
Mr. Garrity has private sector experience, and I think for people that have worked in the private sector have had to make payrolls, they've had to make tough decisions, they've had to deal with all kinds of outside influences that government agencies don't have to deal with. Mr. Garrity has the Northeast Florida experience, and I think the networking and the contacts that he has will serve the city well. Mr. Garrity has served as an elected official, so he knows the role, what an elected official is supposed to do. He would be able to look at any of the 5 of us and say, you're stepping outside the boundaries, don't be doing that. And he served successfully as a county manager in Suwannee County and a city manager in Fernandina.
Mayor Mitch Reeves said that Sarah Campbell had been his first choice, having worked with her at the Florida League of Cities. But he also agreed that all of the candidates who had made the final 3 were well qualified to be the city's new chief executive.
So tonight we're going to make a decision, I hope, and we will have a new leader in this town that will understand what it is to be a city manager and understand what the responsibilities is to lead the city forward.
Garrity's selection ends a process that began when former city manager Nelson Van Leer was terminated by the commission in January. City Attorney Brenna Durden will negotiate the contract with Mr. Garrity, which must be approved by the commission. Discussion of that contract is on the agenda for the August 14th commission meeting. Michelle Cook has been installed as the chief of police in Atlantic Beach, becoming the first woman to hold that position in any of the 3 beach communities. The swearing-in ceremony was held in a packed City Commission chamber Monday afternoon. Police Chiefs Patrick Dooley from Jacksonville Beach and Richard Pike from Neptune Beach, as well as Jacksonville Sheriff Mike Williams, all attended the event. Mayor Mitch Reeves presided over the ceremony, and several members of the commission also attended. Cook recently retired from the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office. She holds a master's degree in criminal justice and has experience in all areas of law enforcement, including accreditation and emergency preparedness, 2 areas deemed critical by the city and the staff. Cook took the oath of office from Atlantic Beach Human Resources Director Kathy Berry then addressed the crowd assembled in the Commission chambers.
I commit to continuing the great tradition of law enforcement that you have come to expect from the Atlantic Beach Police Department. We will continue to work together to make Atlantic Beach a safe, family-friendly community that we can all be proud of. With an eye on honest, personalized service, I can assure you that we will remain an agency that you will both trust and be proud of. Finally, to the men and women of the Atlantic Beach Police Department, thank you all for being here. You can submit your overtime forms to Commander Levine. Thank you for the support that you have shown me over the past few weeks as I've transitioned into this position. I commit to leading you with integrity, honesty, candor, and enthusiasm. I will work hard every day to make each of you proud to call me your chief.
Cook was offered the position June 1st at an annual salary of $102,645. When we come back, it's the middle of hurricane season, and the National Hurricane Center has updated its season forecast. This is the Island Times News Update.
The news you can count on. The Island Times News Update will be right back.
Charlie's Tropic Heating and Air Conditioning in Atlantic Beach offers a full range of residential and commercial heating and air conditioning services, from new installation to replacement and remodeling. Charlie's Tropic Heating and Air Conditioning can keep your home comfortable year-round, and they offer preventive maintenance contracts to keep your system running at peak efficiency. Charlie's Tropic Heating and Air Conditioning is an authorized Bryant dealer and will service all brands. For year-round comfort in your home or business, contact the original Charlie's Tropic Heating and Air Conditioning at 241-1788.
Welcome back to the Island Times News Update. I'm Tom Patton. NOAA has updated its 2017 hurricane season outlook. Forecasters are now predicting a higher likelihood of an above-normal season, and they increased the predicted number of named storms and major hurricanes. The season has the potential to be extremely active and could be the most active since 2010. Forecasters now say there is a 60% chance of an above-normal season, with 14 to 19 named storms and 2 to 5 major hurricanes. The prediction for 5 to 9 hurricanes remains unchanged from the initial May outlook. Beaches Biz, a Jax Biz subcommittee, is endorsing incumbents in the race for mayor of Atlantic Beach and Atlantic Beach City Commission. The Political Action Committee of the Jax Chamber endorsed Mitch Reeves for mayor of Atlantic Beach, Jimmy Hill for Atlantic Beach Commission Seat 4, and Mitch Harding for Atlantic Beach Commission Seat 5. The Beaches Biz board interviewed candidates this month and also heavily weighed the records of the incumbents who have been serving in Atlantic Beach. Meanwhile, Beaches Watch held a candidate forum for the Atlantic Beach candidates Thursday night at the Atlantic Beach Elementary School. Look for a full report on that forum on the Island Times. The Jacksonville Beach City Council has finalized changes to its special events policy that will allow Springing the Blues to continue as a 3-day festival. The council has been working on changes to the policy for nearly a year. While many of the changes had been agreed to by the council, there were some additional changes made to the policy since it was last discussed in May. Among the additions to the policy approved by the council, events that offer alcohol for sale, distribution, or consumption may be approved if they are limited to the Seawalk Pavilion area, last a maximum of 3 hours, and there is a full weekend before or after the event without a festival. Also added to the policy is language preventing city employees from producing or organizing special events. The policy also prohibits all-you-can-drink events, including unlimited alcohol with any kind of ticket or wristband, and buy one, get one free sales of alcohol. Alcohol may also not be used to increase sales of tickets, wristbands, or access to VIP areas, and cup sizes are limited to 16 ounces. On final passage, Councilwoman Christine Hoffman voted no on adoption of the overall policy. Councilman Phil Vogelsang abstained from the vote. Council members Janelle Wilson, Lee Buck, Bruce Thomason, and Mayor Charlie Latham voted to approve the policy. Councilman Keith Doherty was absent from the meeting. When we come back, the weather for the week ahead. This is the Island Times News Update.
The news you can count on. The Island Times News Update will be right back.
Beaches Academy Child Care Center in Jacksonville Beach has been offering affordable, loving child care to families in the Beaches communities for 35 years. Conveniently located on Penman Road, Beaches Academy offers care for children from infants through preschool, with programs that encourage learning and outdoor play. Our affordable tuition means families can get quality child care at a price that fits their budget. Contact Beaches Academy at 246-3885 and schedule a tour of our center. Beaches Academy, the child always comes first.
The news you can count on. Mayport to Ponte Vedra Beach, forecasting your beaches. This is your local look weather.
Well, it is the middle of hurricane season, and there are a couple of tropical systems in the Atlantic. The system nearest to Florida is not expected to develop into a tropical storm, but there could be some heavy rain in some portions of the state. The second system has a chance to develop into something stronger over the next several days, and we'll be watching that system as it moves to the northwest. Here on the island, the National Weather Service says we can expect a daily chance of showers and thunderstorms through at least Wednesday. Highs will be in the mid to upper 80s, with lows in the mid to upper 70s. The Island Times is always digital, always free at theislandtimes.com. Like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter to be the first to know about stories posted on the Island Times. I'm Tom Patton. Thanks for watching.